It's almost time for the FA Cup semi-finals. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to centre around the FA Cup semi-finals that are to take place this weekend. Yes, Wembley takes centre stage as 4 teams that have been left standing in England's top domestic cup competition are battling it out for a place in, well, the final at Wembley again, because for some reason we have to have the semi-final and the final at Wembley. I've ranted about that every year. So there you go. If you're playing FA Cup semi-final preview bingo, you've got that down already. I've ranted about the fact that Wembley is host to the semi-finals and the finals for no apparent reason other than money. But yes, we've got 2 very exciting games for us to preview and look at and to try and predict who will make it to the final. Before we get into all of that, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage you all to get involved in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling about the FA Cup, the semi-finals coming up this week. Who do you think crashes out? Who do you think advances to the final at the end of the season? I'd love to know what you guys have to say on all of that and much more down below in that comment section. So please do join the conversation. And without further ado, we're going to get onto things ourselves. And we're going to start with Saturday's game between Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. And as you can see, I've gone with a 2-1 win to Aston Villa. Whether that be in normal time or extra time, I don't know, but I just think Unai Emery's side will make it into the final. What we've seen over recent weeks has been a Crystal Palace side that have seemingly had one eye on this competition, and understandably so. There's been no jeopardy or no reward in the Premier League any higher than what they've already received, which is maintaining their Premier League status. So there's been nothing really for Palace to play for. They've basically had one eye on this competition for a while. They've basically just been using the Premier League as a bit of rotation. And we saw that on Wednesday night when, of course, Mateta and Ismail Assar were rested. I imagine they'll come back into the fray for this game because it's not going to be an easy game for Aston Villa by any means, even though they are coming into this one in red-hot form. The game against Manchester City aside, Aston Villa have been really running on a head of steam in recent weeks to obviously try and claim Champions League football for next season. Been playing very, very well, racking up some good results. Tuesday night's game aside, it really had been a very good period of time for Unai Emery in the Premier League at least. Champions League, of course, they got knocked out by PSG. This is really the only chance of silverware they have, and they've got a very favourable chance, with all due respect to Crystal Palace, as have Palace, by the way, of making it to the final over their opposition in this game. I imagine Ollie Watkins returns for this game. I know that he was missing for big games against PSG, but I can't imagine that Unai Emery would make the same mistake a 3rd time in a row. I imagine Watkins will be back for this game. John McGinn will be reinstated into the midfield. Rashford, I believe, maybe Cooktie, right? I don't actually remember. He might actually be okay to play. I can't remember when the transfer went in. Asensio, the new signings in January, of course. Basically, Villa do have their threats. But Palace do as well. Like I say, Ismail Assar and Mateta are going to be huge additions back to the Palace outfit. Eze is in scintillating form in recent weeks as well, so he's probably going to be someone to look out for. Wharton and Will Hughes in the midfield, being in the engine room. It's going to be a very difficult task for both of these teams to get past the other. The only thing noticeable absentee for Aston Villa, I believe, is Axel Disasi, who definitely is cup-tied and absent. But that maybe not a massive deal, considering that he's been a bit of a liability in recent weeks. It's going to be a very interesting game. One that I can't wait to look forward to. I can't wait to actually sit back and watch this weekend. It's going to actually be a fun occasion to watch the FA Cup. Obviously, my team aren't in it. Would love that if that was the case. But at the same time, it's going to be an interesting scenario because what you've got here, with the exception of obviously Manchester City, is 3 teams that don't normally make it this far, or at least to a final of a competition. And hopefully, City do get knocked out. More on them a little later. But hopefully, we get someone different in the final. We get someone different that may be winning it. So it would be a very, very good and very exciting encounter if obviously these things were to go ahead. I'm going 2-1 though. I just think that Villa will have a little bit extra, mainly defensively, not necessarily in the final third, because like I say, Palace do have their threats in their own attack. And I just think that maybe defensively, Aston Villa will be having enough there to somewhat neutralise them to the best of their ability. They won't keep them quiet throughout the entirety of the game because Palace are a very good side. They don't really concede a lot of goals, but they don't necessarily score a vast amount either. And I just think that if Villa can stop them for the most part, I think that if Villa can take their chances at the other end, then they will get the job done. So I'm going for Villa to get through to the final. I'm going for Unai Emery's side to win this by 2 goals to 1. Next up, Nottingham Forest taking on Manchester City. And I've got 2-1 Forest. Now, I may have let my heart rule my head. I may have let my heart rule my head on this prediction, I will admit, because my head is obviously going towards Man City. My heart obviously goes to Nottingham Forest because it would be absolutely amazing to see them reach a final and to maybe go on and win it. Not only that as well, but obviously for Nottingham, my hometown, I've got a lot of friends and family that are Forest fans. It would be amazing for the city. It would be amazing for them. It would be incredible to witness a trophy parade through the city if they were to win this competition. It would be absolutely incredible if that was to happen. So, and not only that as well, but I think Nuno Espirito Santo probably deserves it more over like a Pep Guardiola this season. Like, the players have been amazing, the manager's been amazing, and I know that you don't necessarily deserve it off your Premier League form, and nothing's ever a given in football. But it would be nice to A, have someone different win it, and B, have a team that didn't go on and spend 200 million in January, which not a lot of teams can and are able to do, go on and win this competition anyway. I think for Forest, if they play how they did in this fixture, how they did several weeks ago when they won 1-0, I think they will be able to neutralise Manchester City. And I think they can because I think they can simply for the reason that they are very, very good defensively. I think, again, Forest are a team that may have let their eyes slip a little bit off the Premier League in order to maybe accommodate for maybe a more solid chance of silverware. Past couple of results haven't necessarily been great. I know they beat Tottenham on Monday night. Big result there to obviously get them back in amongst the Champions League chasing pack. But at the same time, I know they are missing 1 or 2 key players for this game. I know that both fullbacks that were absolutely outstanding in that 1-0 victory several weeks ago are going to be missing. I think Ina's still injured and Neco Williams is obviously suspended for this one, which is a bit strange that you can get a red card in the Premier League, be suspended for all domestic games, but then get a red card in the FA Cup and only be suspended for FA Cup games. I don't know if is that only me that finds that strange? I don't know. I don't know. But either way, those are gonna be big losses for Nottingham Forest. The players that are going to be filling in for them are going to have huge tasks ahead of them in trying to keep out and keep quiet the likes of Doku and Savio and maybe even Bernardo Silva if he plays on that side, maybe Phil Foden if he plays, or Marmoush. It's going to be a very interesting battle, this one, to see how Forest deal with those absentees. It's going to be even more interesting to see how City line up as well. There's no Edison, there's no Ake, obviously Haaland's missing, Rodri goes without explanation as to why he's missing. So there are a few absentees on both sides that are going to make it very interesting to see how both teams line up, how both teams take this one. But we know the drill as far as Forest are concerned. Forest are going to sit deep, they're going to try and soak up pressure, and then they're going to try and hit you on the counter-attack. And let's face it, with the form that the likes of Anthony Elanga and Morgan Gibbs-White and Chris Wood have been in this season, you wouldn't back against Forest completely to lose this one. And I'm really hoping that they don't. But at the same time, of course, City do have their threats. And in recent weeks, they've really come to the forefront when it came to obviously saving their season and obviously trying to obtain Champions League football for the next campaign. Marmoush has come good. Even Kovacic has chipped in with a couple of goals. Bernardo Silva chipped in with a goal on Tuesday night. We know that Phil Foden can turn up in the blink of an eye, even though he hasn't for a lot this season. We know that the likes of Doku and Savia, who were mentioned before, are flashy on the eye, but don't necessarily have too much of an end product. At least not a consistent one anyway, but there's always that one chance that they will take that opportunity when it presents itself. So there's a lot riding on this, of course. That's an understatement of saying, but at the same time, there is a lot that goes into this one of a lot of intrigue. The only annoying thing for me is I think this is on at the same time as the Liverpool-Tottenham game, and of course with Liverpool potentially wrapping up the Premier League title this weekend, I will probably be leaning more towards watching that, even though this one will be the more entertaining game. And I think a lot more people will be tuning into this one because they probably expect Liverpool to go on and wrap up the Premier League title this weekend. So, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this one. I might see if I can split screen it or something, or just try and have another device with this game on or with the other game on, whichever way, and try and watch both. So, it's going to be very interesting. I can't wait to see who makes it to the final. Like I say, once again, I would love it to be Nuno Espirito Santo and his Nottingham Forest side, because I think they deserve a lot this season with how brilliantly they've played. I really hope someone else wins this competition other than Manchester City, of course. I know that City haven't won it for a few years, but at the same time, I'd like a bit of an exciting finale. Forest versus Palace, or Forest versus Aston Villa, someone who hasn't won a trophy in a very, very long time, to actually go on and play the final, which could be a very exciting and interesting final if they are to play out. So I'm hoping that City go out. Again, that may be my heart ruling my head on this prediction, but I'm sticking with it. I'm going 2-1. There is some logic behind what I am saying here, so it's not just about gut feeling or my heart or whatever wanting this. So yeah, fingers crossed for Nuno Espirito Santo and his Nottingham Forest side. And there you have it. Those are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of the FA Cup games that are coming up this weekend in an exciting semi-final encounter? Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling, your thoughts, comments, opinions, but most of all, of course, your predictions will make for great and interesting reading down below in that comment section. So please do get involved in the conversation. Would love to know what you guys are thinking and feeling down there. Hit the like button on the way out if you have enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things will always be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Thank you all for your brand new or continued support to the channel. Whichever one it is, it means the absolute world to me. Your support is absolutely amazing. You awesome, awesome people. It will always be appreciated, never taken for granted. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I'll see and speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you all again very, very soon.